The daily noise of life often distracts us from inner calm, the kind that we only achieve when we lower the volume of what comes out of our lips. In today's world, we remain busy with conversations, devices, and networks that fill our days with meaningless chatter. However, Buddhist teachings remind us that there are times to speak and times to keep silent, and that the latter can be as transformative as it is healing. It teaches us to discern when to be silent and thus harness the benefits of the healing power of silence. The question is, when should we let the noise of silence prevail and not our stubborn voice? Fortunately, Buddhism has an answer to this. There are 5 key moments where silence will always be the best option. Today, we will explore these 5 situations through the lens of Eastern wisdom, to find guidance in the challenges of living. We will embark on a journey to understand the meaning of keeping silent in these moments, to inspire us to walk with more peace, compassion, and purpose, for inner calm provides answers that the bustle cannot reach. What is silence? You can say it is the absence of noise, but it is much more than something so simple. It is a profound state of being where we can find our true selves beyond words. This is how the wise teacher Thich Nhat Hanh understood it, who compared silence to air and light, indispensable elements for life. For our mind, always active, leaves no space for the inner stillness where our essence resides. Buddhism values cultivating that serene space within ourselves. Silence is the gateway to the peace we carry within, as well as to the mindful awareness of our journey in the world. It represents the opportunity to listen not only to the external, but to the deepest voice of the heart. It is thus a powerful tool for transforming the way we interact with others and face challenges, for only in stillness can we find the answers that guide us to interact from a place of love. Thus, we can learn 5 rules about when to be silent. The first one is, always keep silent when you are angry. Anger is a fiery force that can cloud the mind with its heat. Faced with it, the sages of Buddhism recommend silence as a bridge to serenity. When anger emerges from deep within, our words often reflect its toxicity. In inner quietness, we find refuge to observe without judgment the origins of what stirs us and to understand with compassion. Silence is a protective shield, not only for others but also for ourselves. It allows us to temper impulses with wisdom, cultivating the calm that nurtures mutual understanding. Far from external noise lies the calm that heals wounds and strengthens bonds. Where passion speaks, truth is obscured. In serene contemplation, we find answers that liberate us from suffering. This is the gift of silence, a bridge between the storm and the stillness of the spirit. Always keep silent when you hear gossip and slander. Speaking to each other from a place of love is a gift that requires awareness. Eastern wisdom teaches us to be cautious with others' words, even when they sound appealing. For gossip and slander are poisoned arrows that wound not just one heart but many. Participating in their spread is akin to feeding suffering. In the face of this, silence is a healing option. It allows us to elevate discourse and promote a society of respect. It is time for introspection about our actions and their effects. Silence also inspires reflection in others. It invites us to consider the power of words and to use it to nurture, not to destroy. It is an invitation to purify our speech and bring compassion to each encounter. Always maintain silence during conflicts. Conflict is a natural part of every human relationship. However, how we approach it determines whether it brings us closer together or drives us apart. So please choose calmness amidst the storm. Silence is not the absence of voice, it is the presence of awareness. In stillness, listening without judgment, empathy, and mutual understanding can flourish. It is a pause that clears the mind to recognize our own emotions and creates a space for expression free from fear. Silence enables us to identify common ground beneath the appearances of discord. Thus, hand in hand with compassion, a path is forged towards a just solution that unites us rather than separates us. Always keep silent when you witness the suffering of others, and always keep silent when you are suffering. Pain is part of our journey, just as compassion is a source of relief. This is at the core of Buddhism, and these teachings emphasize the power of silence to express compassion and offer solace. But in the face of others' suffering, words sometimes fall short. Silence expresses a presence that accompanies in non-judgmental listening. It offers a respite for the other to express their truth and find within themselves the dormant strength. The same holds true when the pain is our own. Inner stillness allows us to connect with our indestructible essence beyond sorrows. It reminds us that we are not alone in this passage and that every agony fades like waves on the shore. Silence is the language of the heart when words fail. It speaks of genuine empathy and the understanding that suffering is only temporary. It is companionship in the storms of existence and light to find in calmness the truth that heals. But to effectively understand all that Buddhist wisdom wants to teach us, it is necessary to understand that the essence of silence lies not in being passive or indifferent, but in an intentional choice to create space for deep listening, conscious reflection, and compassionate response. It aligns with principles such as mindfulness, right speech, and compassion. Each of these 5 situations represents moments of intense emotional suffering, whether our own or others. Anger, conflict, gossip, pain, they are an inevitable part of the human experience. Buddhism acknowledges the difficulty of these moments and how our emotions can cloud our judgment and decisions. It is here where the great transformative power of silence lies. By choosing silence, we create a space that allows us to respond to these situations with greater wisdom, empathy, and care for ourselves and others. It gives us a pause to recognize our emotions, understand their origin, and prevent them from dictating our actions or words. It allows us to deeply listen to others without being absorbed in our own feelings. It prevents us from saying things we might later regret and reduces harm in relationships. It breaks the cycles of anger and violence, replacing them with an atmosphere of calm where understanding can take place. Silence is as vital as air and light. Without it, the seeds of our consciousness and compassion cannot sprout. But in the serenity of listening, reflecting, and consciously responding, our true potential for wisdom and understanding flourishes. If my words resonate with you, let their teachings enter your heart and allow yourself to live a fuller life with inner peace. I hope this video has provided the answers you were seeking. Subscribe to the channel to continue accompanying you on your journey towards a more enlightened version of yourself. Blessings.